They have these communities that give free advertising, and it's targeted towards their own community, and some of them have over 100,000 people in them. I'm heading over to pick up 6 openers right now. I just sold a job for 6 openers. We'll be doing it in the next couple days. So I'm just going to get the openers and put them on my truck, so we have them ready to go. I'm not sure which day we're going to do them, but I'm actually going to be installing a door as well tomorrow. So we will keep you posted. That job I just sold, I gave them a break. So these people, they live in townhouses and they want to be able to get, when their deliveries arrive. So these have the camera on them, and it texts their phone when they get a delivery when they're not there. So I normally charge $21.95. I put that one in for a lot of people, but I told them I'd do them for $1,500 each because they got 6 of them. And so I'm going to pick them up right now. That way when I go do them for that day, if the factory runs out of them, I want to make sure I got them, and I can just knock them all out. They'll take me probably 3 hours to do it. It cost me about a little less than $2,000 for the openers. So it's not bad for 3 hours work. So we just picked up the 6 openers. I loaded up on springs as well. I got about 50 springs, and just to have them. And then I got some angle iron. So I basically don't have to order that many. So I get them so I don't have to ever go in. I can just go straight to the jobs. But most of you guys right around your neighborhood, you have places where you can pull in and just load up your springs, load up your openers and stuff. But I like to have them on hand, and then I can just take off from there, and I don't have to go pick them up. So I'll show you the springs and stuff when we get out here. So here's the 6 openers I picked up. These are going in this coming week. I'm going to go out and hang these. All these springs here, and I got more springs in here. For each one of these springs, I average about $500 a spring. So, I probably have, $70,000 worth of stuff right here. And, I just paid around $2,000, $2,500 actually for everything. Here's the rails up on the truck here. These are the type of openers I like putting in. These are the model 87504 267s, and they got the camera built into the bottom of them. And this is what they wanted because they have deliveries in each individual condominium. They're putting them in the wrong spot, and then they're saying they're not getting their deliveries, so they want to change out all the openers on these condominiums. These 6 of them do on the front side. So that when they get the delivery, it'll text their phone and they can look back and see if they got the delivery or not. So they want us to change out all the openers, and they're willing to pay for it. I mean, that's the price we charge. You can charge whatever you want. I just had a guy, matter of fact, where I was picking them up at, he told me they're charging like $7,000 for openers. I don't know if he's telling the truth or not. You might get $7,000 for a door, but in some areas you can get $7,000 for a new opener. I'm getting $21.95. There are people that do them for less, but a lot of those people that do them for less, they buy those store-bought ones that cost less, and they're just not, business smart. A lot of the guys, unfortunately, in the garage door business, which is kind of a benefit to you because if they're not business smart, they're a little bit amiss in their head. That means when they're talking to customers, that's an advantage to you because most people don't want to deal with someone that doesn't seem like they're all there. They like to read people and get a good feeling and then just go with them. And lately we've been getting a lot of people asking that, they're signing up for the course, is where are they going to advertise? How are they going to advertise? All this stuff. And it's really not that difficult. And for the little bit of money you got to put out for the advertising, and the return on the investment is well worth it. So if you're putting out $20 a day, that's $600 a month. You're spending. If you're putting out $20 a day and you get 3 or 4 calls and you make average of $400 or $500 a call, you're gonna be making $1,500 to $2,000 on that $20. So I know it sounds like a lot before you've made the money, like, oh, I got to spend another $600, but you're not really spending it. You're just taking a little bit out of each job towards the advertising. So you can't look at things and feel like it's overwhelming right off the bat. Otherwise, you'll never get started. You have to jump in. You have to take a chance. That's what life is all about. You can't just be, oh, this is all guaranteed to you and you don't have to do any worrying. It just happens for $20 a day. I mean, I know people that are spending $2,600 a day on advertising. That's like $80,000 a month they're spending. So just start off with $20 a day. That's like a bare minimum that you could test the waters with. So, you know, I have a son who started about a little over a year ago, and he started with $20 a day. His first month on that $20, $600 a month campaign that he signed up for, he made $19,000. So what he did is he bumped his up to 100 a day. I know at one point he was at 100 a day. And he's ordering probably 100 springs every 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So he's doing a lot of spring changes. He's probably making between 80 and 100,000 a month right now. And so who cares if it costs you, a couple thousand? He's spending $3,000 a month on 100 a day. And he's bringing in 80 to 100,000 a month. So you can't look at it the way you're looking at it today if you don't have the money. You got to look at it. You got to get your feet wet, and you got to believe in it and take the chance and jump in, and you'll see people. Your phone will start ringing. You'll start doing jobs, and you'll end up, in 1 month you'll have so much money in your account. You're not going to be worried about the $20 a day they're taking out of your account. But there's also free ways to advertise. Like Nextdoor is one of them. You could do it in your hometown. I don't know, if you live in a big area like say Miami, or you live in Las Vegas. They have these communities that give free advertising, and it's targeted towards their own community, and some of them have over 100,000 people in them. So you could get on these Nextdoor ads if if your mother or your brother or your friend lives in another town. You can use his address for this, and you can get on Nextdoor, and it's all free. And I got an 18-year-old son. That's all he does is Nextdoor, and he gets 3 or 4 calls a day. And he makes around $2,000 a day, and he's 18 years old. He's excited about this. He can't believe how much money he's making. All his friends, he's got a couple of his friends that sign up for the class, and because they see the money he's making, and they're bus boys or they're doing something like dishwasher and all that stuff, and they make $100 a day, and they see he goes in and out like that and makes that much money. Now his friends have taken off, and they've taken the class as well. So anyway, what I'm trying to explain to you is there's free ways to advertise. If I were starting off, I'd start off with Nextdoor. I'd start making the money, the cash flow, and then I would get into Yelp, and I would get into Google. I'd get into those two at the same time. I would not waste any money on Angie's List. They're horrible. Or Angie's. They don't give you real leads. They give you the leads that, they send it to like 5 or 6 people, and then they're not even real calls. They're like someone asks a question, and that's considered one of your calls. That they might call up and say, how much does a garage door remote control cost? And that's considered a call. So we don't consider them. They don't give you good leads that you're actually going to go, and people need the service. I think people that have time to waste, and this business is kind of like a tow truck, or where they're kind of in a frantic state because their door won't open and they need to get their car out. They don't get on Angie's List and start playing that game. That might work for other things where they have the time to wait, but most people, they want you now, and they end up using Google or Yelp, or a lot of times they don't know who to call. They'll get on Nextdoor, and they'll ask their local neighbors, and then they'll all give them recommendations. So the important thing when you get on that free one is to make sure you have good reviews, make sure you treat your customers well, because they're going to leave, all of those people leave reviews, and once you get a good review on them, they're all going to call you. You don't want any bad reviews on them. And they're harder to hide from. So if you get a bad review on Yelp or on Google, there's ways you can knock them down and get more reviews and stuff. But if you get it on the Nextdoor one, and everybody knows about it, then you're kind of screwed. So you got to make sure you keep your reputation good on Nextdoor. And it's not bad. You can afford to charge a little less because you're not paying for any advertising. It's all free money in your pocket. So all of you people out there that are calling and saying, where do I advertise? How do I advertise? I understand you have a lot of people are coming from work, like jobs, truck drivers, or software engineers. We got all these people that never ran a business before, so they just think if they get certified, and that's all they got to do. But you got to market yourself. You don't necessarily need a web page. you could just be on Google, and then you can, when they scroll down and has your company name, you can just hit call. And without, most people that want repairs, they don't really look at web pages. When they're looking for doors, like the new doors and stuff, they might look at what you have on your webpage. But when they want service, they just want the call button there, and they want to be able to call you, and they want to be able to make it easy and for them to get a hold of you. Don't leave a questionnaire with the description of what's wrong, and they got to type it in, because they'll go to the next ad. What you want to do is put your number bold and make it to where you just hit the button and it calls you and you answer. And don't let it go to voicemail. Answer the phone and take their information. And once you got their information locked in, they don't call anybody else. You set the appointment. They only want one guy to come out and fix it. So once you get the job, you're going out there. It doesn't matter who you are, because they don't know anybody from Adam. They don't know you from a guy that's been doing it 20 years. A guy could be doing it 20, 30 years. Nobody knows the name. They're not popular in this business. So you could be called Fast Service Garage Doors, and he could be called Speedy Garage Doors, and they're going to call you just as much as they're going to call him, because they don't really know any of you. So as long as you answer your phone and you act aggressively towards taking the call, you're going to be the one going out there. So you can't sit back and let your voicemail get it and all that stuff in this business, because people want you to come out right away. They want like answers. They don't want to fill out things on there and leave their description and hope somebody calls back either. So the easier you make yourself reachable, the more jobs you'll get. Anyway, so if you guys need any help with this, you can call us. And we have guys that have done, that work for the company that have they've made web pages for these guys that's starting out that took our course. It's not part of the course, but we can hook you up if you don't want to do any of it. There's other things we do too, like we have on our web page, if you don't want to order the parts, you can order right through our web page, and it'll go right through our site, and then it'll get ordered and it gets drop shipped to you if you want to make things easy. So nowadays, when I was doing it, you put an ad in the yellow pages and you didn't have to renew it until the next year. So nowadays you have to be vigilant on the internet and keeping up to, optimizing your webpage, doing whatever you can to stay relevant on the internet. So you kind of got to be two different trades. You got to be a garage door person, and then you got to be a web person. If you don't have the time to do that and you just want to focus on garage doors, don't even want to deal with the parts, you can have all this done for you. And we offer all that stuff. We're even coming out with a whole package where we put together your whole business. We get your logos, we do your web page, we do your advertising campaigns, we do your receipts, we do everything for you. You're not going to have to do anything. You basically are just going to get calls and go do the garage door repairs, and then everything's done for you. There is going to be a charge for that though. But right now we're just offering the course for $14.99. You take our course and you'll learn how to do the garage door stuff. If you just want to go out and do the repairs and pay other people a little bit out of each job to do everything, you could do that as well. But my advice to you guys is to just get the course under your belt. That way you'll know what you're doing. You can start marketing yourself, open a checking account under your company name. You have to get a business license at your local city, and then the bank will open a business account for you. From that point on, you can go out and start charging people. They write the check to your business. You can deposit the checks or cash the checks. Any other things you guys need to know, we can definitely help you. You can schedule a call up. We can answer any questions that you might have. But the number one thing for people that call and they say they're signing up for the course, but they don't know how to do this and that, don't worry about the whole thing at once, because we're going to make sure you go down the right road. You got to know what you're doing first. So talking to someone that knows nothing about garage doors is, you got to at least get the course under your belt. So get signed up, www.garagedoortrainingschool.com. And then once you got that going, then you're on the right track. And then all you got to do is, start getting the calls. It'll get you dialed in with all the calls. And then when the phone starts ringing, you're going to know how to go out and fix them rather than just talking about it. If you're just going to procrastinate, you're never going to do it. So get on there, take the test, get certified, learn about garage doors, the springs, the cables, how to, reset them the right way, how to do all that stuff, know the difference between rights and lefts and all that stuff. And then your next step will be advertising. We could talk about that then. But to try to take everything in before you even do all that is not the right way to go about it. You could call us. We'll tell you the next step to take. We'll tell you where to advertise for free. We'll tell you how to open up your checking account. We'll tell you all that stuff. And we have connections that we can get you your receipts done, your logos, everything. We can do it all. We can either tell you who they are, or you can just go through us and we'll do them for you. Anyway, www.garagedoortrainingschool.com. Don't call up and just say, where do I advertise? And you're not even signed up, and you want to use it for your other business, because you got to be signed up to get a true thing. We're not going to spend a lot of time with you unless you're really serious about taking the course and signing up, because we have other callers always waiting and calling while you're on the phone. And if we're just explaining it to you because you're curious, we don't want to do that. We want to get you in this business, signed up and making money. So if you sign up, we'll dedicate ourselves and put every effort in it to get you up and off the ground and making great money in the garage door business. So get signed up, www.garagedoortrainingschool.com. You won't be sorry, and start making the money.